Hello, I'm Mrs. Wilder, and I'm here today to talk to you about Wonders, which is the language arts series that we're going to be using throughout the whole school year. So, I would like to get started, and we're going to start on week 1, day 1. So, let's get started. And good morning, boys and girls. I told you I have a doctor's appointment this morning, but I will be here with you later this afternoon. All right, so let's get started. We are going to talk about the genre, and the genre means the different kinds of stories that we're going to be talking about this year in language arts. And the genre for week 1 and 2 of our Wonders is called narrative nonfiction. And that's like a story that is or could be or actually is true. So narrative nonfiction is a story that is actually true. Nonfiction means true, fiction means not true. We're going to talk about the experiences that people have had in nature. And you, by the time we're finished with this, hopefully will be able to talk and write about the influence of nature on other people and on themselves. So we're going to talk about a naturalist and what a naturalist is. A naturalist is someone who studies nature and often discovers surprising natural formations and unusual animal and plant life. The naturalist can learn much from these encounters or unplanned and often unexpected meetings with nature. For instance, let's look at this picture. We have a hiker, and he is in some kind of cave or some kind of something with high cliffs all around it. And it looks like here maybe some kind of entrance into the cave, or maybe even a darker part of the cave over here. If you notice the hiker is encountering nature, and as he moves in closer, he seems to be steadying himself with this walking stick. And the hiker looks like he's curious about what he sees, and he's in awe of what he sees. It's like, wow, this is so cool. What a great thing. But the hiker, at the same time, you can tell he is paying very close attention to his surroundings to make sure that he doesn't stumble or fall. Okay. Also, I want you to notice that for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be using what's called an essential question, and that is this question here. And the question is, how can experiencing nature change the way you think about it? So this is what we're going to be discussing. So I want you to think about all of the things that you have encountered in nature, all of the things that you have come across when you were out in the woods or maybe on a camping trip or even possibly in your own backyard. Okay, so that's where we're going with that. Now we're going to watch a short video here about nature. Here we go.
How can experiencing nature change the way you think about it? When has nature amazed you? Visitors to Niagara Falls see the awesome power and beauty of one of nature's wonders. Have you walked in a rainforest? Gazing up at the magnificent trees makes you realize how truly enormous they are. Some places offer other surprises. Here at these geyser flats, there is always more to nature than first meets the eye. What can you discover from experiencing nature firsthand?
Okay. We can get rid of that video now. All right. We're going to move to a different part of this lesson. We are going to go to your workbook, and I want to show you how to get to your workbook. Okay, jumped right to it. Okay, what you're going to do, oh, cancel. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your classwork, and this right here, the second button says Reading, Writing, Companion Unit 1 and 2. You click on that, and it will give you your whole workbook. Some of you I see have turned this in. There's no way you've done this whole workbook. We haven't even started this. But I just wanted to show you where this was on your Google classwork. All right, so let me get rid of that. Now, we had talked about when you go to your workbook, let me go to the beginning of it. It will look like this. Let's go back. Okay, this is what it will look like when you pull it up. And what you want is you want the first page, which is actually Roman numeral 8. V is 5, I, we want 3 of those, I is 1. There we go. Okay, so let's get started here. Here is our essential question again, and we'll go ahead and listen to that. It's the same thing I've already been showing you.
Talk about it. Essential question. How can experiencing nature change the way you think about it?
So once again, we're going to start thinking about how experiencing nature changes the way that you think about it. Now, I'm going to move myself out of the way. I'll put myself here in the cave so it looks like I'm like on a big screen TV in the middle of the cave. That would be odd to walk into a cave and see that. So could you imagine walking to a cave and seeing your teacher up there on the wall talking? How bizarre would that be? All right. Getting my pen ready to annotate here because I'm going to write on the screen here in a minute. All right. We're going to start with our mouse. And we are going to, hang on one second. So sorry. Okay, we are going to listen to this page and we're going to do the work on it. Excuse me.
You don't have to be a naturalist to have an amazing encounter with nature. There are natural wonders underground, such as caves, that display amazing formations. Above ground, you can find surprises while hiking among trees. California redwoods, for example, can grow to be over 320 feet tall. Look at the photograph. Talk to a partner about what you see and what the hiker might be experiencing. Then describe a personal experience you had in nature and how it affected you. Fill in the chart with ways in which nature can affect people.
Okay, so this is going to be the first thing that we're going to be doing on this assignment. We're not going to be talking to a partner. I'm going to actually be your partner for today. And we're going to talk about what we see and what the hiker might be experiencing. What do you think this hiker is experiencing? I think one of the things that he might be experiencing is he may be experiencing, and I'm going to use complete sentences, and excuse my handwriting, I'm not really good at this yet. He may be experiencing the awesome land forms. So he may be looking at this and thinking, this is so awesome, this is so cool. What else may he be experiencing? Maybe he's afraid. He may be afraid. Of falling or tripping, because sometimes nature can be tricky. What else? He may also, maybe he's just overwhelmed by how huge it is. So those are some of the things he may be experiencing. And that's a lot of things that can affect people. Maybe you're just overwhelmed by how awesome something looks, or maybe you're afraid of falling or tripping. I remember one time I went hiking with my parents, and I was scared to death I was going to fall because we were walking up the side of this huge, I would call it a mountain at the time, but it was probably just a large hill. But I was scared. And like one time in the Rockies, we were so high up walking on the trails that it was a little overwhelming for me. And so maybe he's overwhelmed by how huge it is. So these are just some of the things that could be overwhelming him. So this is part 1 of this video. I am going to have to make different parts of it because of how long this lesson's going to take. So I'll be back with part 2 in a little bit. Let me get up here and stop sharing my screen. But for now, I will be back in a few minutes. You can just click on the next video when you're ready, and we will continue with our wonder lessons for today. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.